Please be seated.
Friends and family members from as far away as Huntsville, Alabama, are gathered here in Springfield today to honor the memory of Lieutenant Peter H. Monfore and officially dedicate a bridge in his name.
Lieutenant Monfore was born on 10 August 1927 to Mr. and Mrs. Howland Swift Monfore and was the oldest of 5 children.
Peter Monfore's 2 living brothers and his sister remember a happy childhood growing up just outside of Springfield.
Well, Springfield, South Dakota was always our home. We were born on the first farm just north of the city limits. It was a wonderful place. It was a wonderful life, living on the farm. I enjoyed every minute of it. It was a joy to have 4 brothers. I was always so proud of them. And they were all always doing something that I had to keep my eye on them a lot, especially him.
He attended school in Springfield and Tyndall and progressed to graduate with honors from Washington High School in Sioux Falls, after which he immediately enlisted in the United States Navy, where he remained until 1946, when he received a letter from the Secretary of War notifying him of an appointment to the United States Military Academy, and began at West Point on July 1st, 1946.
As a West Point cadet, Monfore was an exceptional scholar, athlete, and leader.
He did exceptionally well. He graduated and was picked by his classmates to be the vice president of their class. He was an honor captain, which meant he helped implement the honor code at West Point, which is a vital ingredient to preparing anybody to lead soldiers in war.
Lieutenant Monfore didn't have to wait long for orders.
He was alerted by the chief personnel officer of the Army to report to California for mobilization and deployment to Korea. And it was straight to Korea.
Monfore saw his share of fighting in Korea throughout the winter of 1950 and 51.
Just the toughest fighting you can imagine. And no preparation, only West Point. So it speaks volumes to what that man accomplished. Peter was a company commander the day he perished. So that's normally the job of a captain. Normally you're in the Army 5 years to become a company commander. So no training, straight into combat, company commander in 1 year. Extraordinary.
On September 18, 1951, Monfore and Company L were ordered to secure defensive positions on Hill 851 during a fight that would become known as the Battle of Heartbreak Ridge.
The friendly forces had fought its way, yard by yard, to its objective, under the inspiring leadership of Lieutenant Monfore, who had consistently remained with the leading assault elements, exhorting his men onward. Realizing that ammunition of his small force was practically exhausted, Lieutenant Monfore moved about the fire-swept terrain, gathering ammunition and weapons from both friendly and enemy casualties. When the ammunition of the friendly troops was almost depleted, he ordered 2 of them to withdraw. As he moved about the terrain in order to direct his men as they withdrew, Lieutenant Monfore was killed by enemy sniper fire.
Now, 72 years later, Lieutenant Monfore is being recognized with a sign that will be placed next to a previously unnamed bridge. It'll now be known as the Peter H. Monfore Memorial Bridge. The Monfore Bridge is one of several dozen bridges around the state named for or to be named for South Dakota service members either killed or missing in action during any of America's armed conflicts. It's thanks to the State Department of Veteran Affairs Fallen Heroes program.
They say soldiers die 2 deaths when they die and then when they're forgotten. So by naming these bridges, we're ensuring that they won't be forgotten.
Pollard attends many dedication events like this one.
Oftentimes there's smiles and there's tears. I think you realize that even though some of these service members passed away, 30, 40, 50 years ago, that those wounds are still there.
Anyone driving around South Dakota long enough is bound to see these signs.
They might look at it and say, well, who was that? Look it up. People can do that so easily now. And read the story, find out about it, or at least say a little prayer because they know it's a fallen hero.
To learn more about the service members honored by the state's Fallen Heroes Bridge Dedication Program, go to vetaffairs.sd.gov and click on the Bridge Dedications tab.